Yeah.
Want to do like a wee bit of yoga to get yourself loosened up?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. I've got to get in the zone here. Have you thought about starting a business in food and drink? Well, if you can listen to today's episode, we're going to have Laura Bradley from Indie Füde, who runs a successful business, bricks and mortar, several shops, running for a while, knows how to run a business. Also, the expert on food and drink as well, I'll say. So absolutely have a listen to this video today and maybe you might learn a few things. Hi, welcome back to our latest Mad for Coffee episode. And today we're talking a wee bit more on running a coffee business, running a general business, what you might want to think about if you're running a business yourself. And obviously we're talking about coffee, but of course when you're doing a business of any kind, there's a lot of basic rules just to follow. So today we've got a lovely guest who's a bit of an expert in lots of things. We've got Laura Bradley from Indie Füde. And Indie Füde, if you haven't heard of them, are an amazing company that are a deli. They've got a few shops, been going a while, and do lots of things. So they're Indie Füde, which I believe, Laura, is about being independent and also being indigenous. So independent, not linked to big brands anywhere, and also indigenous. So amazing quality produce from across Ireland. And we're going to learn a wee bit more about that as well. So we've got lots of things to ask Laura about. So strap yourselves in. Let's get busy on this podcast and see what we can learn about a business that sells coffee, vends coffee, and also sells retail coffee as well, amongst many other things. Laura, welcome to the podcast.
Hi.
Great to have you here. Do you want to tell us a wee bit about how Indie Füde got started and when you joined Indie Füde
Yeah,
as well?
absolutely. Hi, Graham. Nice to be here.
Great to have you.
So obviously we've known you for quite a while, but Indie Füde did start kind of well beyond we were even into the world of coffee.
Yeah.
So Indie Füde has been about for just over 10 years now.
Okay.
So we had been open for 10 years as a physical shop last November, which is quite kind of a big day for us. It's quite exciting.
Because it started with Johnny doing market stalls, is that right? Is
Yeah,
that where he started?
absolutely.
Okay.
So there's the two of us
Okay.
as kind of co-owners now.
Yeah.
There's me and then Johnny McDowell, my
Yep.
business partner. So actually Johnny is the founding person, founder.
Chief taster, I think
yeah,
I read about
so,
this as well. Yeah. So, yeah.
Johnny was actually just on a bit of a career break due to, well, not even a career break, a bit of a break due to sort of ill health.
Okay.
And was doing a bit of travelling and coming across all these wonderful kind of products all over Ireland.
Yeah.
Just down south, round up here, particularly in Southern Ireland, sort of 10 years ago, the food industry in Southern Ireland was kind of miles ahead of Northern Ireland.
Yep.
We're catching up, but we'll probably
We are.
talk about that a bit more later.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he came home and was like, where can I get this stuff? Like, there's loads of really delicious food about that I don't have access to. There's nowhere to go and buy it. There's not even websites to go and get it on. And went mad, bought a shed load of stuff and put it in his mum and dad's roast base. Which
It was cheese, wasn't it? I mean, that was this big thing.
no, it wasn't
as
cheese
well.
at the very start.
Wasn't it? Okay.
At the very start, it was. I mean, literally, if you speak to his ma, like literally thousands of jars of jam.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought it was cheese. Okay.
he kind of put it all into the attic space of his mum and
Wow.
dad's house, and set up a website.
Yeah.
And thought everybody would come flocking to this website to buy his stuff, and nobody did. Like nobody turned up. Nobody knew he existed. You don't just build it and they will come. It's not that simple.
Ahead of his time in
unfortunately.
many ways there, but yeah, it's
Absolutely, yeah.
you get a lot of people who do a shop and forget about. So they got the bricks and mortar, but forget about the online bit. And I know these days you need to have both. So yeah.
Yeah, well, he then realised that he would have to go out and grab people to tell them what he was at. So then started doing a lot of the
Stalls.
markets.
Okay.
Still do them to this day, but
Yeah.
obviously now it's a lot more cheese based.
Yeah.
But then it was a lot of glass jars and bottles, so
Yeah.
it was quite laborious to get all that out at markets. And
Heavy.
he was
Yeah.
kind of at that for about 6 months really.
Okay. Okay.
And then the chance for a pop-up shop came about in
Okay.
a kind of a lovely courtyard space in Cumber, which is where kind of headquarters really is now.
Yep. Yep.
We opened that in November.
Okay.
And that's when he got in touch with me. So I didn't know Johnny,
Okay.
didn't know what was going on, and just this weird man slid into my DMs on Twitter.
Yep.
And was like, "Hi, I know you're into food," because at the time I worked in wine. I worked with James Nicholson in Crossgar, been there for about 6 years.
Okay.
Had always been into food and drink, but I also had a food blog. And it was one of those kind of early days food blogs. I was doing a lot of writing, and was all about local produce.
Yeah.
And Johnny had obviously seen me and thought, God, this girl's into the same sort of thing as me.
Yeah, because I've known you both for a while, and my impression's always been Johnny's great. Obviously knows everything about cheese as well, so a real expert, and as you both are. But I think for business decisions, I've always come to you because you know he's great. He's great ideas, and maybe about I can see these jars all over his mum's house, you know. But actually, you'd be saying, "Why have you got all that? What are you doing? What's that stock doing here? It shouldn't be here. You don't need stock." So it would seem that is that how that works? Are you kind of more? Does he delegate a wee bit more? Do you kind of end up doing a bit more of the kind of the business stuff, or is it still a kind of a partnership on the business?
It's still a partnership.
Yeah,
It's still very much collaborative. But
Yeah.
so I came into the business as a consultant originally. So we
okay.
had the pop-up shop for a while.
Yeah.
And knew things kind of needed to change for the business to be able to
Yeah.
grow. And
Yeah.
then I came in as a consultant. And then on Valentine's Day the following year, I signed the paperwork and became
Wow.
co-owner.
Wow.
And
Amazing.
now, and we're not married or in a relationship before anybody comes to that conclusion again.
It's like work husband, you know. We have
Yes,
we say this at work as
we're
well. So,
frequently married off to each other,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he
yeah.
has a lovely wife that is not me. So yeah, like we are, we've got very complementary skill sets, which is why it works so well.
Yeah.
So if Johnny,
I can
Johnny kind of
attest
runs
that.
at 1,000,000 miles an hour sometimes, like
Yeah.
his brain doesn't stop, and can sort of, some of those ideas are wonderful, and some of them you're like, oh, Jesus,
What are
Johnny,
you doing?
calm
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah,
like
exactly, yeah.
not today, like
Yeah.
just
Oh,
not
I can
today.
imagine the conversation with the two of you, you know, and I can just see, you know, okay, good idea, but it's we have that as well in our business that you know it's so important to listen to ideas and have an open mind. With anybody, so you can see, you know, so if it's Holly and Comber or one of the guys at the Ulmer Road branch, so listen to ideas and even referring to what customers might have said about ideas as well. But the tough thing, I don't know what you think, is maybe just with the business head on, okay, well, I can take that risk or I can do that or absolutely not. So have things changed? I mean, obviously now it's been 10 years. It's been a
Yeah.
while. So, are you any different today than you were, say, when you first started and you signed the paperwork and became co-owner? Are you more risk averse? Do you think now, or even the other way?
Probably slightly more the other way.
Okay.
I think there's like a wee bit of safety in the fact that you've got those 10 years behind you.
Yeah.
Your decisions kind of jointly have turned out quite well. Like everything's good.
Yeah.
We are we're very lucky, as you say. We've got Holly as our manager in Cumber.
Yeah.
The rest of the team there, Josh and Aaron, great.
Yeah.
Guys up at Ormo, really good. We've got a solid team in both shops,
Yeah.
which allows us to kind of step back,
Yeah.
have a wee bit of freedom and kind of think a wee bit more creatively. And I think that's given me a bit more freedom because I'm not sort of always trying to like, well, and you don't want to be the one always stopping any form of crack as well. Like you don't want to be like, no, like let's just stick to what we're at.
Not easy.
You also need to be doing a few things.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, I obviously we deal with a lot of cafes, and people like mobile catering, mobile horse boxes, that kind of thing, serving coffee, and it's a tough business. I mean, you know, it's the current climate, we all know how tough it is on every angle to run a business with the costs of NI, of electricity, of everything, and only increasing. So it's a testament to both of you that you've got a business that's thriving and doing well in a difficult space. And they're quite different as well. So you've got the Comber branch and you've got the Ormer Road branch. They're both quite different, I guess, aren't they? You've got Comber as a market town. It's kind of a out of Belfast, and then Ormer Road is city. So is your offering different there? How do you because that again is they're not exactly the same, or are they? Do you treat them the same?
The one in Cumber is a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Would have kind of our full offer in there. We kind of run the website from there as well.
Okay.
but it's also got a bit more of a chilled out vibe because it is just Cumber.
Yeah.
We have kind of great community support there, so we have a lot of repeat customers at Ormo, but in Cumber they're more kind of doing their shopping. You know, they'll be in getting their milk and kind of a nice chicken and kind of buying sort of a weekly shop nearly.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being a coffee stop.
Yeah.
However, the Cumber shop, we've really seen go from strength to strength in the last. I mean, you've seen
lovely.
it with our kind of coffee sales.
You've
from
just
you
done
guys.
a refit, and I mean for both, it's. I think it's not just about having a coffee shop or somewhere where you're just selling bags of coffee. It's everything, isn't it? It's knowing what to do and having kind of just a great eye. So I know you've just done a refit on the Comber place and it looks amazing. And you've got other coffees there, which is, I'll forgive you. But in time's a healer. But just having that kind of, I'm going in there thinking, oh, yeah, this is great. And actually those other coffees look quite good. So, but on the other products you have, it's such a great selection. But is it, so Comber as an example, have you seen a change, say, since COVID and even the cost of living crisis that we've had, that, you know, are people doing their big shop, you know, the bread and the kind of the daily stuff in supermarkets and just getting more of a kind of, not a treat, but kind of more luxuries with you? Or do you see their shop as being part of their essential basket? So they're coming into you to get their jams and their cheese and all these things, and that is kind of non-negotiable. Has their buying habits changed over the last 5 years? Are they all?
I think there's a combination. It kind of depends on the customer, and we do have a lot of people who would kind of religiously come into the shop to buy.
Okay.
You know, their bread, their kind of like a really good vintage Irish cheddar, some milk. Yeah. And then you do have the people that then will come in as a special occasion. And I think being in kind of the middle of the market really is where I see us. It's slightly luxury, but not super luxury. You can come in with 20 quid and go home with an exceptional array of cheese, and kind of everything for a really nice night in. So we do see people where they maybe are thinking, God, I can't really afford to go out for dinner. That might be 100 quid for the two of us. But I'll go into Indie Füde, I'll treat myself to some nice cheese, crackers, charcuterie, 20 quid there, go into a local off license, buy themselves a nice beer, and then, you know, they're having a really, really nice night in with arguably better ingredients that you might have when you go out.
Yeah, I've seen this a lot
home.
as well. Yeah, and I've a few friends that have moved over from England, and they're complaining away about, you know, the takeaways, things like Chinese or Indian or even fish and chips not maybe being as good in some parts of this world that they might be in London, because obviously in London you've got 10 million people, so you're going to have a much wider choice. So it seems that, especially where you've got kind of a lot of spread out communities, spread out little villages all over the place, it's hard to get the kind of the you know, if you love, say, Thai food or specific things, or you love cheese, whatever that is, it's very hard to get that in any restaurant, even or in a takeaway. So many more people doing, especially foodies, doing much more cooking themselves. I think that anyway. I don't know if that's.
Yeah,
I don't know
think
what,
so.
I mean, you know.
And in Ireland, all over Ireland, north and south, we've really kind of recently kind of seen kind of the turnout of people moving to Ireland that have these different kind of influences in their lives.
Which is great.
So we have an extraordinary range of products on the shelves from from immigrants that have moved to Ireland. Yeah. Usually because an Irish woman has married them and kind of dragged them to
You gotta
Ireland.
go live.
Or vice versa. There's a lot of
live in Akadui.
There's a lot of male cheesemakers that have kind of married kind of really wonderful women from outside of Ireland and brought them here. And you know, that means that even though everything in the shop is from the island of Ireland, you have a lot of international flavours. Yeah. So you can recreate some of those dishes at home with really kind of exceptional produce.
And do you think that's, so, I mean, you look at different parts of Ireland, like West Cork and Galway and different areas, and Dingle, of course, where we've both been down to the awards down there, the Food and Drink Awards. And you're getting various parts in Ireland which are real foodie destinations and real kind of celebrating the amazing produce. I know we've talked about this before, the fact that, you know, in our part of the world, there's amazing fish, amazing vegetables, amazing meats. It's a no-brainer that this should happen. But actually, you guys are at the front of that line. I mean, I know that you were awarded producer champions by Blas. So the big thing is not just saying, oh well, we should have all of this stuff and we should sell, but actually doing it and being at the front of that kind of spearhead of promoting amazing quality and finding all those good producers all over, wherever they are, is amazing. But so testament to both of you. So for us as a coffee company, we started with you early on. I mean, we were, it must be 2020, I'm thinking, roughly, sometime around then. And I know we'd won a few wee awards. I think I probably got a bit of attention. But I know Johnny was on to us saying, "Oh, come in and let's talk coffee." And but to see even on the numbers that I've looked at from when we started to where that volume is now, obviously the market has changed. Many more people are into their coffee than they ever were, and they've gone from that instant coffee stuff. Oh, I like it. Can I put hot water on top of it? To espresso, of course, filter coffee, V60, AeroPress, obviously coffee machines. That's a big thing. So in the last few years, just on the world of coffee, it's changed so much. What do you think things, just generally as far as vending, obviously coffee, but also retailing everything from jam to cheese to coffee, what do you think is going to happen over the next few years? Do you think things are going to change much? Is the market going to change much, do you think? Or
I'd be surprised if it changed massively in the
Okay.
next sort of 5 years, because I think we've seen
yeah,
so much change in the last 5 years.
it's been fast. Yeah, it's been a lot.
Kind of the
Yeah.
interest in sort of really good specialty coffees
yeah.
has like grown exponentially. It's
crazy.
only, I think, it wouldn't be more than maybe 2 years really that we've had the volume of questioning that we get from
Yeah.
customers, which I know we've spoken to on length.
Yeah.
People are now asking us questions about
know.
kind of
It's mad.
how is this decaf made? What height is this coffee grown at?
Yeah.
Do you know if this came direct from the farmer? Are they getting a fair price?
Yeah.
Whereas even when we were starting to put coffee on the shelves, people were just kind of grabbing whichever one was good value or they liked the label on.
Yeah.
Whereas now they're going kind of a wee bit deeper.
Yeah.
And I suppose maybe that attitude will become a little bit more widespread, and we'll need to be prepared, and have the knowledge for that little bit more.
What you're doing, I mean, I know, because we had a meeting a few weeks ago, and it's just listening to the customers and what they're asking, and you'd think it's a no-brainer that if you've got somebody behind the counter, so if it's Holly or Josh or anybody else saying, well, if somebody's asking about a cheese or about where's the source from? Tell me a little bit about it. That the answers. I mean, it's you'd think that's where you'd need to be, obviously, but it surprises me. And cafes are a good example. The big chains, to me, seem to be asleep at the wheel because they kind of forget that, the market's moved on a lot. Customers know a lot more about. It's not just coffee. It's so many other things. If you've an interest in cheese or cooking, if you're a foodie and you love creating dishes at home, and you're coming into Indie Füde to get your ingredients that, the things you can do at home, and coffee's a good example. You can do way better now at home than you can do in a cafe. You can have a coffee that suits your palate and make it better with better ingredients and fresher ingredients. And you understand that because on the big coffee chains in particular, they've got bills to pay, they've got to pay staff, they've got rates and rent, and they will often maybe take the easy route and have maybe a cheaper coffee and try and maximize their margin. But I'm not sure what you think, but my thinking is, well, if you've got better quality ingredients, better quality food, that's where you have to be. Providing you can make it work. And I think the skill you guys have is that you can obviously, you found some, I'm not talking about us, but you found some amazing products that we, when we're talking to other foodies and we're saying, oh, have you heard about this guy? He makes great cheese, or this guy, have you heard about him? And you've got it, it's in the shop. So do you think that it will go a bit more online? Because you're doing the hamper boxes. How has that changed? Are you getting, because obviously we were talking about Johnny in the early days doing website. And before bricks and mortar, having a website first. Do you think things will change a wee bit more and do a bit more volume on the website, or?
Yeah, well, the website we do see grow kind of year on year.
Yeah.
We have obviously the hampers there that we have kind of array of products on,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we have kind of the full Irish cheese selection on there as well.
Yeah.
And we do see that kind of getting more and more popular, which is great. The website is kind of steady for us, which is good, and it just means that people a wee bit further afield can get access to these things if they can't make it to either of the shops.
Yeah.
But it is, I suppose, the ongoing kind of struggle with the website is getting the feel of the shops there, because see, we're lucky, we have great staff, but also we do empower them, like we do train them, we look after them, we pay them well, And that means that when people come into the shop, they're getting
Yeah.
they're getting a, hopefully most of the time, a really good experience,
Yeah.
and feel confident with their purchases, because
Yeah.
the people they're kind of talking to have the knowledge to let them know, or to help them pick something new. And particularly with like the cheese, they can taste them and chat.
Yeah.
So it's getting that kind of feel into the website to help it.
It's
it
not
grow.
easy, is
That's
it?
quite
Yeah, I
important.
mean, it's kind of get your vibe, your culture across, and it's a website. So how do you do that? But no, I think it works. I mean, I know it's I know in hampers in particular is a good way of doing that. Certainly at Christmas, because people who are maybe new to some of the produce that you have can get to taste that as well. So it's so what about so plans for the future? Anything happening that's exciting we need to know about? Are you because you've got this space upstairs in Omer Road.
Yes, we have.
So,
We've got some great events going on over there.
Yep.
We even have you coming to do a couple of
Yeah,
events.
I'm
so
booked in.
that
Apparently,
should
we're
be
doing some
grand,
tasting. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, it's about kind of
Yeah.
making that sort of.
Yeah.
I keep calling it education, but education
It
sounds
is.
so dull.
Yeah.
It's more sort of, it's accessible education.
Yeah.
It's like kind of fun
Yeah.
education, where people can
Edutainment or whatever they call it, isn't it? Yeah.
Cool, I
It's
haven't
something-
heard that one before.
Yeah, just something that kind of. Yeah,
Where people can come in, spend
Yeah.
time with us, spend time with the
Yeah.
producers, like have a good time, but come away with a bit more knowledge that'll
Yes.
then allow them to make kind of informed choices that they
Yeah.
can feel confident with.
Yeah.
And then we've just bought a new building in Cumber as well, a couple
Wow.
of doors down from where we are,
Okay.
where we're putting kind of a kitchen in there and kind of a workshop space in the
Fantastic.
front.
Fantastic.
So we'll be able to do those events kind of in Cumber as well,
Yeah.
which will be really nice, because
Very
that
good.
it's a lovely destination store, the really one in Cumber. We'll have people who travel to it
Yeah.
that wee bit more, because it is kind of a large shop, whereas Ormo, it does get people travelling to it, but
Yeah.
there's so many people on foot that can get to the Ormo Road store.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different that way.
Yeah, they're quite different. I mean, I know obviously with the Omer Road, it's obviously much busier area, so space is always limited. Maximising that space, the best.
There's so much coffee on that road.
Yeah, no, it's great to be. I mean, we love it there because you can mix it up a little bit, and
Yeah.
I think we also always forget, and again, it's not about coffee as well. It's about everything that, if a customer can come in and they're talking to somebody in a relaxed, informal way, and getting really good hints and tips. So try this or try that, or have you thought about this? And then that customer takes that home and they come back. We love that. It's great. And it's really empowering. I mean, I've been in doing a delivery to the Ormer Road one a wee while ago, and a customer came in and they were buying a bag of coffee, and I think they had some cheese, and they were talking to Stephen there, and they're saying, I loved your advice last week. Absolutely love it. I was telling my family, back in, I want more of that. And what else have you got? And it's kind of that kind of intro to just discovering the whole world of cheese or all these other products. Do you think each one feeds the other one though? So do you have people that have gone into some road and then said, oh, I need to see more of this stuff, and they come up to Cumber? Does that work? Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And there's definitely people who come into both shops.
Yeah.
I mean, that maybe don't realise the other one exists as well.
Yeah, it's
So
great.
it is kind of a good communication point for us.
Yeah.
And there are, being on Nolmer Road,
Yeah.
it's, that's, I mean, it isn't really the city centre, but it is
it's
in Belfast. So it's, people that maybe would never have thought that of travelling to the Cumber shop are now kind of aware we exist, which is nice.
Yeah, and you have a reputation that a lot of people. We were doing the Love Your Food show there a few weeks ago, and often they were asking, well, where can I get the coffee? I will go to Indie Füde. Oh, I know Indie Füde. So many people, because you've been trading for a while, people know you, and it's a great testament to successfully running a business for this long. So you clearly know what you're doing, which is great. So what would you on that, what advice would you give to someone starting a new business? So starting a business in food and drink. So they're thinking, okay, I'm a foodie, I love cooking, maybe I make something at home, maybe I'm making jam or something at home. What advice would you give to that person about starting a business? Or whether they should start a business? Don't do it, run away.
What if they're starting a business as a producer?
Yeah.
I suppose talk to as many people as possible about the product, get people to taste it, but also sort of learn not to take everything to heart. Because we see it time and time again, particularly with the different awards.
Mm-hmm.
There's Blasnair and there's a Great Taste Awards. Both are really great, really well recognised, but particularly kind of when you kind of come back and you get your comments or your sort of score on it, don't just change your product. You know, people can be very quick to kind of
Yeah.
pick fault when somebody has said they don't like it.
Yeah.
You kind of need a good 20 people to say they don't like it,
Yeah.
you know, or
Yeah.
or first, because people do have their own palates.
Absolutely.
You know, your mum might not be the best test bed for
Yeah.
your product
Yep.
if she's not likely to be the kind of person who's going to
Yeah.
be buying it.
Okay.
So that's quite important, I think.
Get your product right. Yep.
Yeah, get it right, but make it something that you love. Because if you don't love it, what's the point? Particularly
not gonna
for
sell it.
no,
Yeah.
particularly for a food producer, because
Yeah.
I mean, without wanting to dampen anybody's dreams, you're not going to become a millionaire. So you're going to have to love it. Like, it's got to
Yeah.
be your day to day,
Yeah.
something you can be proud of, something you want to talk about, and something you know really want to eat yourself.
Yeah.
It's quite important.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of is quite valuable.
Yeah, and I think I know, talking to Johnny, so your business partner, at the Love Your Food show, I was talking about the doing the Love Your Food show. So it's 3 days event, very busy, a lot of people, really hectic and long days. And I was saying to him, do you enjoy it? He said, I love it, absolutely love it. It's what he started doing. And he says, it's my chance to have a chat about cheese and talk to customers, and he's absolutely love it. And the level of enthusiasm that he had, I thought, what are you on? Have you had more coffee? What's going on with you? But he just absolutely loves it. So that enthusiasm is still there.
Oh, he's wild. He loves the market.
Buckets.
He loves the market.
Yeah.
Like he would still to this day kind of be the one who does the majority of the markets, which people are often surprised at, because you know, why would you want to be doing that kind of the hard work? And it's
Exactly,
it's because you like it, you know,
Yeah.
and it's important.
And he knows, I mean, you know, like for
And all
both
that
of you.
knowledge is in there, you know, which is helpful. It's hard to learn that, you know, that's kind of 10 years of gathered knowledge, both as much as kind of your interactions with the general public and your your knowledge of the cheese. You can't, you know, we have had other people doing markets from time to time, and you do see it in the bottom line, you know, you do.
Yeah, and it's all about that. So would your advice be that if somebody if they were making, say, jam or whatever that is, to do markets as well these days? Do you think that's changed, or?
I think markets are a really nice kind of test
Yeah.
bed. They're still quite a good value way of getting your name out there, and even just getting kind of widespread feedback.
Yep.
You know, because even if you approach one of these markets as a real kind of like just test bed, you're not particularly kind of aiming to make lots of money at it, but you're trying to get lots of people to taste.
It's research.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fantastic.
Absolutely.
And brilliant. Well, fantastic. Some great advice. Thank you so much. Great having a chat. Looking forward to the future. There's lots of exciting stuff happening as well, I know. So, and coming along to doing a tasting event at Ormer Road as well. So that should be fun too. So looking forward to that. Thank you for coming along. Appreciate it. I think we've learned a few things today. So obviously stay tuned for some other episodes as well. And yeah, put things in the comments. Let me know if you've any questions. Are you thinking about starting a business as well in the world of food and drink? I'm sure myself or Laura could answer some questions as well for you. So thank you very much. Thanks, Laura. Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Appreciate it. Thank you.